Hey cosplayers! Ever have troubles with bevel cuts on your cosplay props and armor? And you don't have the money to buy, or the money or space to get a bandsaw? If so, you're in luck because in today's video we're going to cover three techniques and factors that you should consider and follow when you're doing your bevel cuts so you can get clean, perfect bevel cuts without having to buy expensive machines or tools. All right, if you're excited about this video, go ahead and comment with bevels in the comments below. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification and select all so you get notified of all of these cosplay quick tip clips whenever they come out. You can stay on top of your game and cosplay like a boss. With that, let's come on over here. We're going to talk through the three factors that you should consider and techniques that you can use to be able to get clean, perfect bevel cuts. All right? So the three factors that you need to consider are your foam type and thickness, as well as your blades and sharpness, and then the grip, which is probably the most important one. Well, they're all important, but the grip is something that will really help you to be able to get that consistent beveled, angled throughout your cut. So talking through foam type and thickness, I've got a bunch of different foam types here. With your foam floor mat type, so you can see it's got the rough side on one side, smooth on the other side. This is a little bit higher quality foam floor mat from We Sell Mats on Amazon compared to something that you may get at Harbor Freight where it's a lot less dense. So you've got this. It's going to usually be a little bit thicker, and you can get clean bevel cuts with this. You just want to make sure that you're following these different rules, and your chances go way up if you upgrade to high density foams like you'd get from TNT Cosplay Supply or SKS. You can get his on Blick, and you can get TNT's on their website, tntcosplaysupply.com. Both of which are going to be, they're smooth on both sides, and this is going to greatly increase your odds of getting a nice clean bevel cut as you follow these same rules with your blade choice and sharpness and the right grip, right? And then if you jump up to What the Foam, you're going to have just bevels that will blow your mind. Super clean, perfect bevels. Because,
Who sells that?
Oh yeah, What the Foam is available on Amazon by Cosplay Apprentice. There we are, What the Foam. So let's jump in. So with the thicker foams, so we talked about type a little bit and which ones are going to improve your odds of being able to get good clean bevels, because you may be able to be perfectly capable of getting good bevels, but you've been just using the cheaper, inexpensive foam, and it's just going to be a lot harder to get that consistently. So foam thickness. With thicker foams, you may want to step up to a retractable blade like this, just because it's going to give you more surface area to pull across the foam. Also more depth, if you are working with a thicker foam. If you get even thicker foams, you want to get a deeper blade rather than as skinny of a blade as I have here. But this will work for most of your thicker foams that you'd see that you'd be using for armor making and that kind of stuff. This is my go-to, the dope knife. You can use this all the way up to the 10 millimeter foams like this, and all the way down to your 2 millimeters. So this is a great handy guy to have. Once you get above that 10 millimeter thickness, you might want to definitely switch over to this. But if you're using What the Foam, because it is so durable and sturdy, you want to use this as soon as you get up to 6 millimeter. But you're good to use this for your 2s and your 4s. So it just kind of depends on the foam that you're using, and then that'll help determine your blade choice. And then the next thing on the blades is you want to make sure that your blades are super sharp. I have a video that you should check out on how to make an Exacto blade one Exacto blade last forever, when I talk about the honing steel and also a little sharpening rod that you can use to be able to keep them super, super sharp. So for the most part, you'll see me using this honing steel to keep this blade sharp as we do some cuts here. So last up, we talked a little bit about those. We're going to go through and cut each one of these and show you the grip, okay? So the grip that you want to use, Many people will try to cut like this, or different ways of trying to do it, or they'll just try to like cut their bevel up like this, or just hold their hand up in the air while they're cutting the bevel. What I would recommend doing is you have your bevel line that you're going to be cutting, right? And I like to draw a little arrow and draw my bevel lines in gold and my straight cuts in silver, so I know what I'm going to be doing. All right, so what you want to do is you want to get your blade at the angle you're going to cut at, and then tilt it to that 45 or steeper, whatever angle it is that you're doing, and use your hand, hold the blade like a pen, whether you're doing this one or this one. I'll show you that in a second. Hold it like you're holding a pen, and then you can use your hand as a wedge to maintain that same thickness, or that same angle throughout your cut, right? So then you're just going to pull through. So there's an example of where we might want to jump up to the thicker blade, but just to show you that even with the Exacto knife, that's a pretty clean bevel for the most part right there. Let me show you with this blade here. Look at that. Nice, clean bevel, consistent angle throughout that process there, because you're using your hand as a wedge to be able to maintain that beveled angle, right? So this is even on the floor mat foam, right? Let's jump up and show you these nicer high density foams and what kind of bevels you can get from them. So once again, constantly honing the blade, keeping it nice and sharp, okay? So we'll jump over to here, Exacto knife. Right, so I'm going to get my angle, use my hand as a wedge. Like butter. Look at that. Look how clean and smooth that is. So that's with the dope knife here. And then once again for these thicker foams, you kind of saw how it didn't quite get all the way through on that. You can just clean that up and it's not going to be a big deal, but if you want to jump up to the deeper blade, same thing. Look at that. Nicey nice. All right, then let's do a TNT 6mm here. Same thing. Okay, I'm going to get my angle ready. Look at that. Okay, so you're seeing here the pattern. The idea is, so based on the foam thickness, based on the foam type, and then your blade sharpness, and then that grip. That grip is key to be able to continue that bevel throughout your whole cut, right? Okay, here we go. Check this out. Let's see if I hold that under the light a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, look at that. That's gorgeous. So even this same technique passes for one last thing here. If you're doing a bevel along a curve, right, which is one of the things that are going to be complicated and hard to maintain. So in tandem with your grip, you've got using your hand as a wedge to hold that angle. And then also too, you can move the foam as well, so that you don't have to move your hand as much. Look at that. See if we can get it to focus. There we go. Anyway, so yeah, perfectly clean bevels, even along a curve. No need for fancy machines. You just gotta think about those few factors: foam type and thickness, your blade and sharpness, and the right grip. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Please let me know if it was in the comments below. Give it a like and share it with somebody that you know it could help out. And let us know as well in the comments, what is your greatest challenge when it comes to working with EVA foam in your cosplay for builds of props or costumes? Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and cosplay on, my friends. See ya.